Hello everyone. We have discussed a lot on a factor or a parameter that is called the solubility. Now, in case of solubility, we generally say that solute is dissolved or miscible in particular solvent. Then what is the mechanism or what is the method how we can say that solute get interacted with the solvent? There must be some mechanism or there must be some method for the interaction between solute and the solvent. Today we will discuss the same mechanism of interaction of solute with that solvent. First of all, for the interaction between solute and solvent, a favorable interaction takes place. When favorable interaction takes place between solute and solvent, then solutes get dissolved in solvent. This dissolving process depends on free energy of solute and solvent both. During the interaction between solute and solvent, three steps takes place. When solute get interacted with solvent, they have to go through between or for three stages. First one is detachment of solute from the bulk form. Second is formation of vacant site in solvent. Third is insertion of detached solute molecule in vacant site of solvent. First step is detachment of solute from the bulk form. For example, we have taken 100 gram of sample of sodium hydroxide and this represent that 100 gram of sodium hydroxide in the bulk form. During the interaction between solute and solvent, first one from here a particle of sodium hydroxide gets detached from this bulk, and this figure represents the same process. Here a bulk solution is taken, then only a single particle gets detached or separated from that one, and this particle is that detached solute molecule that will be used in further steps. Here from solute bulk, one molecule of the solute is detached and is further used in solute-solvent interaction. This process is enthalpically unfavorable. It means here some energy changes has been taken place, so on that point of view it is not favorable. But on the point of entropically it is favorable. Second is the formation of vacant site in solvent. This figure represents a particular solvent that is made up of different particles, and these particles are attached by a particular bonding, maybe covalent, ionic or some other. During the process, one particle of these solvents get detached and create a vacant site for the attachment of some other particle, and this is that solvent molecule that detached from that bulk of solvent. In the second step, from the solvent one molecule of solvents gets free and create a void. It is called as vacant site. This vacant site is further helpful in solute-solvent interaction. This step is enthalpically and entropically both favorable. Then the third and the last most important step is insertion of that detached solute molecule in vacant site of solvent. This is that detached solute molecule, and this is that vacant solvent particle. This solute particle attached in that vacant site, and it form a solute solvent interaction. Here this particle is of solute and another particle are of solvent. In this way solute and solvent get interacted with each other. In the third step, vacant site created in the solvent and the free soluble molecule, both of them is gets interacted and we get solvent with embedded solute molecule. This step is entropically favorable. And there are not only a single type of solvent, there are many type of solvent, for example polar, non-polar, semi-polar, and they have different mechanism of interaction for that solute particle. There are different reasons how polar solute or how polar solvent get interacted with a particular solute and other. Reason for solute solvent interaction in different solvent. First of all, we are going to discuss a polar solvent. First one is the polar solvent. Polar solvents have three reasons because of which solute solvent interaction takes place. First of all, they have high dielectric constant. This high dielectric constant of polar group is responsible for the interaction. Due to high dielectric constant of polar solvent, it decreases the force of interaction between these charged ions and thus increase the solubility, because if the force of interaction or force of attraction changes, then the solubility also changes. Second is ability of breaking the covalent bond. In case of strong electrolyte, for example sodium hydroxide, with the help of acid-base reaction, polar solvent has the ability to break the covalent bond. Hence, it decreases the solubility. For example, we are taking acetic acid and sodium hydroxide. Here, acetic acid acts as an acid and sodium hydroxide acts as a base. When the interaction takes place between them, then covalent bond breaks and converts into a water molecule and a salt is formed. Third is formation of hydrogen bond. Polar solvents form hydrogen bond and hence they are able to solve in molecules and ions of solute, which increases the solubility of solute in that polar solvent. Second is non-polar solvent. Non-polar solvent dissolve only non-polar solute by induced dipole interaction. And third type of solvent is semi-polar solvent. They act as an intermediate solvent. It means they lie between polar and non-polar. They also induce certain amount of dipole moment which help in solubilizing solute in solvent. Second is, after discussing the mechanism of solute-solvent interaction and reason of that, we come to an conclusion that like dissolve like, which means that polar solvent will dissolve polar solute and non-polar solvent will dissolve non-polar solute. Mathematically, we can say solute-solvent interaction is directly proportional to the solubility. When solute-solvent interaction increases, then solubility increases. When solute-solvent interaction decreases, then solubility also decreases. And this was whole about how the solute particle interact with the solvent, and the solvent may be of different type, polar, non-polar, semi-polar, and how these different type of solvents get interacted with the solute. Thanks for watching this video.